Fletcher Ford Show.
Why in the hell haven't they canceled this yet?
I can't stand you guys.
Bigger muscles, more hair, and extra supplements of vitamins A, B, and Z.
The Fletcher Ford Show. The Fletcher Ford Show. The Fletcher Ford Show.
In order to be successful, and you've got to be completely different. You've got to market different. You've got to do things different. You can't be the same.
It's no bullshit, just business.
Don't be an idiot. Yeah, that'd be a great marketing campaign.
Don't be an idiot. Call Josh Jackson.
Yeah.
The best podcast.
Fat guy on wheels. Fat guy on wheels.
For entrepreneurs of all shapes and sizes. The Fletcher Ford Show.
The Fletcher Ford Show. The Fletcher Ford Show. Fletch. The Fletcher Ford Show. The Fletcher Ford Show.
Where are the Quad Cities?
There are 5 cities on the Iowa-Illinois border. Yeah, we're that dumb. We count 5 as quad.
Why? But that's not 5.
It's a mystery, man. We don't even know.
Isn't Quad 4?
That's what I learned in school. I mean, I went to public school, but you know.
I know, that's the problem. We both went to public school. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, Rob. Welcome to the show. Rob's hanging out with us, talking about his new book, You Can Do It, Speak Your Mind, America. It's a outrageously funny commentary on the threats to free speech in America. I can only imagine.
And it's available today.
Nice.
I can't believe it takes 9 months to get it out, and it's here. It's amazing. You know, the reason I got into show business was to get out of actually working. And this book was the closest to a real job I've had since I was in my 20s. I couldn't believe it, how much work it is. And you have to check it, and then the lawyers look at it, and you have to, change things, and then you have to do fact correct. And then you have to, get permission. I couldn't believe what a pain in the ass this is. But I think it came out good.
Getting permission. That's totally new for me.
Well, it wasn't just writing your own stuff. It's about free speech, so you had to look it up, make sure you weren't, lying. Make sure that, when the French had their free speech, I think it was the rights of man and of the citizen in 1789, and their free speech laws lasted 4 years until they started cutting off people's heads again. But ours, here in the United States of America, has lasted since 1791. It is the beacon call of freedom in the world, and people aren't swimming away from America. They're not crossing the border to get out, and it's one of the main reasons is this beacon call for freedom is that free speech. So it's important. I think it's under attack now. That's why I wrote the book, Fletch.
I hate the divisive nature that's always surrounded free speech, and it always reminds me of something that Elon said in an interview with Don Lemon once. Play that clip.
And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
I guess that keeps you, that kind of grounds you a little bit and makes you understand that you don't want to be beat down. It's just a difference of opinion.
Well, you can't let that happen. And what my book does in You Can Do It, Speak Your Mind, America, it kind of gives you, rational arguments that you can argue back against people who are trying to shout you down. Mm-hmm. The idea, because they're bad actors, you can have to disagree with stuff, and that's fine. Let me hear a better idea. But the idea that I'm not allowed to speak, or you can shout me down on the campus, that is the poorest form of debate. And so I wrote a book about it, and hopefully people will realize that there are bad actors and to not be manipulated. I mean, you speak your mind. It may cost you somebody, a relative who won't come over this Thanksgiving, but it's going to cost you and society and your family more to not speak your mind.
I raised my kids in a society to where, you speak your truth. You say exactly what's on your mind, and you don't sugarcoat it. And if you've got a problem with that and somebody's got a problem with that, then they're just going to have to deal with it.
A mild correction to that, Fletch. Your truth is it's either the truth or it's a lie. So you speak the truth.
Yeah.
The idea that there's your truth and my truth, and there's only the truth. So just make sure that the kids, because the kids' truth can be like, no, I didn't borrow the car without asking. That's my truth.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean?
I'm really looking forward to getting all the way through the book. I had a chance to review a little bit of it, and it's pretty funny. But I mean, it's right on. There's no better way to deliver the message. How's the feedback been?
Yeah, the feedback's been unbelievable. No, because it's a comedy book, but it's about free speech, and it kind of goes down. It's about from the perspective of a comedian, and it talks about the comedians who've been attacked, and society has been attacked. I mean, we just came out of this COVID thing. I mean, I can't believe people have such short memories. The world was shut down, and we were all silenced and locked in, and that was largely due to this corruption between our federal agencies that are corrupted by industry that they're supposed to regulate. And so that's how the pharmaceutical companies got so strong. I tell people, look, you take a look at the Mexican cartels, that's a measly $10 billion a year. If you want to look at power, the pharmaceutical companies is $350 billion a year, and they want to get that up to $750 billion. They were and did shut down the world. So, I mean, if you want to get to the underpinnings of power, that's what I try to do in the book, and to buttress yourself for people who are trying to take advantage and, call you racist. You're automatically racist. No, you're not automatically racist. You're not. You're not in a system of automatic systemic racism, and that's that's a bunch of crap, and you're being grifted. These people are trying to manipulate and make money and grift the system, and they're liars and they're frauds, and you need to expose them. And unfortunately, they use these powerful words like, "Well, that's just racist. If you disagree with me, you're racist." It's like, what? No. And people have to stand up to it. And yes, it's going to be. It may cost you money. It may, you may, lose a Facebook account over it. But to not do it is to, take away what makes this society so special and so important, was this unfettered free speech. You don't have to agree with the speech, but the speech that needs to be protected most is what people disagree with.
Yeah,
and that's an important factor. And that's what makes the society so unique. It's the greatest experiment in freedom in the history of the world. So anyway, I wanted to write a book because I saw it shrinking. I saw it that, freedom not expanding, but people being afraid to speak their minds. You see all the late night hosts that were just, sucking up to the government during COVID. And, when you see Stephen Colbert, performing with a bunch of dancing syringes, I mean, that was like something out of the Khmer Rouge. It was humiliating to watch. It's disgusting. I can't believe he hasn't apologized for that.
Yeah, and just go on like nothing happened.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope nobody noticed. But I noticed, and I wrote a book. So I hope people enjoy it and hope they get it.
So walk us through the process of writing a book, or this book, for example.
Well, no, I mean, I had to, it was a lot of jokes and a lot of things I was doing on the road during COVID. And I would perform in the place, even if they would only allow half capacity. Thank God we're a republic and not a parliamentary system or not a democracy. Because democracy is nothing but the tyranny of the majority. And so you had some states are able to make their laws, and the laws are supposed to be health laws are supposed to be run by the state. For some reason, the states kowtowed to the feds, but there were some that hung in there. And so I would travel to these different states and perform. And I will say that the audiences have never been better because they're not getting free speech on Twitter. I mean, they are now on Twitter because Elon Musk bought it. Yeah. But they weren't getting, they were getting filtered. And the government has been proved through Matt Taibbi and Michael Schellenberg through the Twitter files that the government Biden-Harris administration did work with the tech companies to censor Americans. They did. That's a blatant violation of the First Amendment. That's a prisonable offense. People should go to jail for that. But because we have a captured, Justice Department, they're never going to do anything. So all the lies during COVID didn't cost anybody anything. Because this administration is not democratic. They're not liberal. They're illiberal and they're totalitarian. And so I think people need to wake up and realize that. And I think most people have. And I hope that people will. And I keep telling people, do you love your country more than you hate Donald Trump? But then okay, because they just sent this administration last night agreed to send troops, American GIs, to the Middle East. They're going to start another war. This is happening yesterday. Mm-hmm. Do you want, and they just also last month, Secretary Blinken let the Ukraine send missiles deep into Russia. Do you want to have World War III? Because these a-holes are doing it. So, consider getting them out of power very quickly because they don't have your family's interest in mind. These are a bunch of warmongers. And the Democratic Party has turned into the party of the rich. They have, Oprah Winfrey talking at the DNC. She's a billionaire. trying to tell you how to live your life, and saying that America's not a fair, equal country, even though she became a billionaire. So you don't buy the lies, you know?
I think the American people are a lot smarter this time around than they were even 10 years ago. And yeah, I don't say that to insult the intelligence of the American people. I just think that the whole media landscape and what it's done. I mean, I'm a small business owner that, you know, owns multiple businesses, and during COVID, I mean, we got shut down. We were in various states, and we got shut down, and it was tough. And it almost.
Oh yeah, so you understand it. When you get shut down and you survive, you become emboldened. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to fight this thing, because they weren't able to destroy me, and so I was able to do it.
The Fletcher Ford Show.